Welcome in, everyone. I'm Kathy Mock, and on behalf of the Board of Education and the Falcon Media team, we are so very excited to have with us Terry Dutton, our speech and debate head coach. And oh my gosh, just came off of a big deal.
Yes.
So
yes.
I want to ask you a few things before we get to that. So you're an English teacher here at Fitch.
I am.
You are. And what's your teaching background, and how did you become involved in the speech and debate team?
I have been teaching English for 10 years now. And I have been coaching for 24.
Oh, goodness.
And actually, if I were coaching the whole time, I would have been coming up on my 40th anniversary. But I took 15 years off in the middle to raise my son. So there's a little bit of a blank space there. But I'm teaching because of speech and debate.
Okay. So you said 24 years of coaching speech
yes.
and debate?
Yes.
So did you come in and do that special because you were not teaching?
I coached at John F. Kennedy High School.
Okay.
And I coached at Holland High School.
Okay.
And then I went back to John F. Kennedy High School. And then I got hired here as an English teacher. And when I came here, I became an assistant coach and then the head coach of this program.
Okay. So you've had a lot of great diverse experiences
Yes.
that you've brought along with you, which I think is good.
Yes.
Which I think is good.
Yes.
All right. So many of our viewers maybe don't have a good understanding of what speech and debate competition is all about. And then maybe can you give us some examples of the different areas that they do indeed participate in?
Sure. There are 12 different categories, which is kind of big. And you're right, it's very diverse. So one of our categories is, for example, original oratory. Okay. The students write a 10-minute persuasive speech, memorize it, and deliver it. And the writing of the speech will take about a month. Maybe memorization, maybe a couple weeks, and then we just practice and work on their delivery and how well they do with that. Then we have our categories like humorous interpretation, where they take something from a play or a book or a movie maybe, and they cut 10 minutes out of it and memorize all of the different characters and act it out. And then we have our debate categories, such as there's congressional debate, where they follow all of the rules of Congress, and they're all in the room, and they write legislation, and then they debate it out, just like they do in Congress. So it's a huge difference from one category to the next.
I guess. So when do you hold your team meetings? It's not during the school day, obviously.
No, it is at Saturdays. Saturday mornings. The kids are here by 6:45 a.m. dressed in suits and dresses and really looking very nice. And they get on the bus and we go to whatever school we're competing at, and we're there until we usually get home around 3. Okay. 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So they are willingly, not only are they practicing probably 4, 5, 6 hours a week, but they're also giving up their Saturdays and competing.
So the practice, the 4 or 6 hours per week, is that done here at the school?
It is at the school, after school, correct, with either me or one of the assistant coaches.
Okay. So it's a big thing that they are committed to.
It is. And it's long. It's a long season.
Okay, and that was another thing I was going to ask. Is it from the beginning of the school year to the very end, pretty much?
Kind of, maybe. We usually start preparing for the season by the end of summer. And then state is in the first week of March. But we have qualified 5 students to nationals this year, and that's in June.
Okay.
So pretty much year round, I guess.
Where will nationals be held this year?
Des Moines, Iowa.
And it seems like it was there
It was
last year,
It
right?
was, which is very odd. I don't remember it ever being in the same year, same place, 2 years in a row, but it is this time. So,
Okay.
yeah.
And most of the competitions are in our surrounding
Correct.
area, different high schools host.
Correct. So Boardman, Canfield, Austintown, obviously we host a tournament, Howland, Niles, Ursuline, just a lot of the surrounding areas, 3 counties.
Okay.
And usually we go to one big tournament out of the area. This year we went to Worcester. We usually do go to Worcester because it's close but far,
Right.
you know, and they compete there, and that's a huge tournament.
So how important do you think these skills are that our students are learning and taking away from this experience in speech and debate?
It is unbelievable how important it is. It is one of those things where they learn self-confidence.
Pardon me.
They learn to speak in front of a crowd. They are a lot more confident when they have to do their college interviews. Colleges, I am not joking, and I know, of course I'm the speech coach. Of course I'm going to say this, but it's true. College, people that are interviewing students to see if they are the ones that they want to come to their university. If you have a lot of students that all have the same GPA and they all took the same courses, they're going to lean towards the kids who also have speech and debate training because they have those other skills that the other students may not have.
Okay.
And I've had students come back to me afterwards and say they got into their program, or I had one, he just emailed me a couple months ago. He was hired at the Mayo Clinic. He's a doctor now. He graduated from Kennedy in 2012. He's a doctor. He's an oncologist, and he does research. And they hired him because of his speech and debate ability, because with his research, he has to travel around and give presentations. And they wanted him to be able to do that, so they hired him.
Boy, that has to make you feel so proud of your students.
So proud.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
great.
Yes.
So this is kind of in the same vein. I was going to say, what's your favorite aspect of coaching teams in speech and debate?
I really want to say it's a competition, but honestly, that's not my favorite part. My favorite part is when the kids leave and come back and say, you would not believe what this did. Like, I was able to do this, or I was able to do that because of the things that they learned in speech and debate. I think that is my favorite part. And if you teach them all of the skills, the trophies come. We don't shoot for the trophies, we shoot for the skill, and then the skill will allow them to, win first place or qualify to nationals or whatever.
That's a lot that we have 5 this year. I think, the previous year we had 3?
Last year we had 2.
2, okay.
Yes, 2.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
that's great.
5. Yeah.
All right, so I had the opportunity to just kind of stop in when the state speech teams were here on campus
Yes.
that Saturday.
Yes.
It was Friday and Saturday.
Yes, it was.
A 2-day event
Yes.
at 3 of our buildings.
Yes.
AIS, AMS, and Fitch.
Yes.
And I've got some facts here. So we recently hosted the state tournament for the 2nd time in the last 3 years.
Yes.
900 students, right?
Yep.
85 schools,
Yep.
competing in 12 categories, which you mentioned, along with 500 judges,
Yes.
150 coaches. So what was that like? You were in charge of all that, and you made it happen.
Yes. It was crazy, and believe me, I did not do it by myself. Every department in the buildings, all 3 buildings were involved. Everybody was wonderful. Everybody worked really hard to show off the buildings and the campus. Everything looked great. And it is a lot of work, but it's a huge honor. And everybody that was here just was so complimentary of the facilities and the workers and everything. It went really well. So it was it was really heartening.
When I walked in, I know everyone was very friendly, and I happened to see you there. First thing was like, hey, and you were most gracious and kind of showed me around. But I was most impressed. It was like, oh my gosh, our cafeteria was full of students. I know in what used to be the media center,
Yes.
there was a competition going on there.
Yes.
But I just saw students like pacing back and forth, talking to themselves, rehearsing because they knew maybe they were going to be up
Yes.
and competing.
Yes.
But so amazing that we, the Austintown Fitch and the Austintown Local School District, that we were tapped to host this event again.
Yes.
So hopefully they'll want to come again.
Yeah. Maybe.
Are you hearing that? Maybe?
Maybe.
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 Well, I can't thank you enough, Terry, for everything that you're doing for our students. You're setting them up for success, not just here during their high school years, but beyond. The story that you talked about, the student that you had
Yes.
at the Mayo Clinic, my goodness,
Right.
that's amazing.
Right.
So, but again, thank you so much for all that you do. And this is Kathy Mock on behalf of the Austintown Local School Board and the Falcon Media team. Until the next time.